we already know the contract, right? So it is similar, okay, no change. We can create with reference to the outline agreement requisition, with reference to RFQ, with reference to contract scheduling agreement, okay. So here it is normal document, right? Purchase document. So similar to contract. Here we can use the item categories and also account categories similar to we use in contract.
ಓಕೆ ಹಂಗೆ ತರ್ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾ ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
Hello, Srinivas, can you go on mute? Okay. In similar to the contract, right? Here in outline agreement with the scheduling agreement, right? We have two types of documents, right? uh, we learned quantity contract and value contract in case of contract. So when it comes to scheduling agreement, we have two types. One is scheduling agreement without release documentation, okay, and other one is scheduling agreement with release documentation, okay. So here the document type, right? Document type in contract we learned as MK and WK. Here without release documentation, document type in SAP we called it as LP. Okay. In case of with release documentation, it is LPA. Okay, that is with release documentation. Okay. The main differences with and without means we already seen, right? In case of this contract, okay, we have a release documentation, right? See here. See this release documentation will save the data. Okay, when this purchase order was created, what is the quantity? Okay, so those details we'll get to know, right? That will be there for all the contracts, okay. But when it comes to scheduling agreement, okay, one type of scheduling agreement will not have the release documentation. Other document type is having a release documentation, okay. The main difference is when I use this document type LP, okay, without release documentation, okay, when I create a schedule lines, okay. In case of contract, I create a purchase order, right? Here I don't create a purchase order. Here I create a schedule lines, okay. This schedule lines, okay, whatever the schedule lines I create, okay, when I save it, it directly goes to supplier. Okay, I cannot modify it at that time, or I cannot modify after some time. Okay, once I save it, it directly sends to the supplier. Okay, supplier will have that information. Okay, okay, I have received this requirement from this customer. Okay, and this is a delivery date. Okay, so those data will be available at the supplier end directly. But in case of without release documentation, okay, the main purpose is when I save it, okay, the data will be saved, but output will not be sent. Okay, the output we need to see, okay, whether I need to create forecast schedule lines or I need to see whether just in time schedule lines. Okay, so here in case of release documentation, either it will be either one of the type. Okay, either it's a forecast delivery schedule lines or just in time schedule lines. Okay, so just in time schedule lines will be used very rare cases. Okay, generally the forecast schedule lines will be used. Okay, so the difference between forecast and just in time, the forecast schedule lines, okay, it is a, as name mentioned, it is schedule lines. Okay, schedule line means there is a schedule, specific requirement, okay, has to be fulfilled in this schedule, in this delivery date. Okay, in forecast delivery schedule, the timeline, okay, will be always with the longer period. Okay, longer period means if I'm creating schedule lines today, okay, the requirement will be there after 15 days, after 1 month, after 2 months, after 3 months. So the date range which is given in the forecast delivery schedule will be the longer date range. Okay, but when it comes to just in time, okay, as the name suggests, here the delivery dates are the requirements from the supplier. Okay, the supplier has to fulfill the requirement, right, for the customer. So in such case, supplier will be informed the requirement of the tomorrow's requirement today, So it is like, maybe if I require something in the evening, I can inform in the morning. Okay, so here the timeline will be very short and very limited time. Okay, so if I require any material, okay, hourly basis or daily basis, okay, in such cases only we send this just in time delivery schedule. Okay, so in case of longer delivery dates, okay, longer period of, with this one we use forecast. So this will be generally used. Just in time will be used very less cases wherein the customer does not have the space to store the inventory. In such cases, they receive the material and directly go for assembly or directly consume the material. In such cases, just in time will be used. Okay. So the main example for just in time is in automobile industries. Okay, they have so many spare parts, so many this parts will be there, right? In automobile industries, in those cases, okay, if they are receiving any material, okay, they don't want to store it. Okay, when they receive it, they going to assemble it directly to the automobile. Okay, in such cases, just in time will be used. Okay, generally the schedule agreement, right? Schedule agreement, the usage is very less. Okay, generally in outline agreement, all the organization will go with the contract, not with the scheduling agreement. Okay, so the important is contract, okay, not the scheduling agreement. Okay, but the scheduling agreement will be used in some industries. Okay, not every industries will use the scheduling agreement. Okay, both are outline agreements. Okay, so this is the difference between the two types of scheduling agreement, with and without release documentation. Okay, so in case of with release documentation, right, so it will not be sent to supplier directly, right? It is saved as a information, right? So that we need to release it to vendor, right? We need to send that information because this date we require this material, right? So all that information has to go. In case of without it, it when I save it, it will go directly. Okay, but in this case, it will be saved as either one of the form. Okay, have to go to one transaction code. Okay, the specific transaction code. There I have to release it. Once I release it, okay, either it may be forecast or just in time. I release it, the release will go to the vendor and that will be saved. Okay, when it was released, okay, what is the creation date, okay, time, all those details will be available in the release documentation, similar to the contract release documentation. Okay, so that is the difference between with and without release documentation in scheduling agreement. Okay, any questions?
Yes, the thing is, this one, if we see in the, then only we will.
Sorry, maybe you want to see in the system, right? In the
Yeah, yeah, that's what actually
okay,
system is
okay.
not connecting, but it will
Yeah,
be.
yeah. Right, right, right. Yeah, I will show you. So theoretically, you understood the concept, right? So that is what first is required. Then we'll see the system demo. I hope no questions or no doubts. Okay. So let me try here to show that one. Okay, we are in the app finder. Let me try create purchase requisition app. Purchase order. So even the group is not created. Purchasing. It's already there, right? Why it is asking? Okay. Create purchase order. Yeah. try this also. Add create purchase contract. So this is the employee self-service related create purchase question app. Okay, that is maybe the advanced transaction, right? We use in R3 RERP system. So this is similar to that advanced transaction. So now assignment, okay. For record is also required. Pricing condition also let us add. Okay, let's go to so this is our the tab. Okay, so the shopping cart symbol is there, right? So this will be the employee self service. Okay, so it will be like a catalog will be added there. Okay, if the user is authorized. So those catalogs they can shop it. Okay, this catalog is related to suppliers. Okay, consider maybe the HP. If they want to buy the HP laptop, okay, then HP will place the catalog, okay, in the customer place here. Okay, so there they can go to HP website. They shop whatever they want. Okay, they can add and they can come back to the SAP screen. There they can save it and that will create a purchase requisition. Okay, that they inform to the buying department. They convert that PR into purchase order. Okay, that will go to HP. Once they send the material based on the purchase order, then the employee can receive the uh, material. Okay, they can only book the goods receipt. They don't have to wait for the store person or the inventory person to do the GR. Okay, so that is the main advantage of self requisitioning. Okay, they don't have to depend on any other or buyer dependent. Okay, so they don't have to wait for the purchasing department to do everything. Okay, they can do it by them, whatever they require. Okay, the requirement. So all this will be set up in the organization. So based on the cost, it will go to approval. Okay, then only they can buy the goods, even if it is having an access. Okay, to create a uh, requisition. Okay, so yeah, it is very slow. Okay, in the meantime, let us see. Okay, this credit agreement is done. So source determination, right? So earlier, I think Srinivas or Jogi, someone was asking the question. Okay, the what will be the priority to assign the source,
Yeah,
right?
I
Yeah, yeah.
asked a
So
question on
here
that.
the source determination, right? In source determination means we know all this will be the sources, info record, contract, scheduling agreement. Okay, so all this will be there in the source list, right? So similarly, we have another master data, that is quota arrangement. Okay, so we learn that later. Okay, in source determination, okay, we have first priority with the quota arrangement. Okay, this quota arrangement is similarly will be used very less. Okay, now, most of the organization will not use quota arrangement, but this option is available in SAP. Okay, so if they are using quota arrangement for source determination, then quota arrangement will be first priority. Okay, quota arrangement is similar to source list. Okay, source list we saw, right? It contains all the list of sources. Similarly, the quota arrangement also contains the list of sources. Okay, so quota arrangement will the first priority, then the source list. Okay, source list all the way it contains info record, outline agreement only, right? And plant. Okay, as a source. If these two are not maintained or not available for the material, okay, in the plant, then outline agreement will be the priority. If these three are also not available, then info record will be the priority. Okay, this is how the source determination will work. Okay, so you can see there is a check mark, source determination, right? If I go to PR, okay, if I go to ME20, ME51N, okay, PR screen, you can see this is the source determination. Okay, if I select this, okay, system will in the background it will do the all these checks. Okay, whether all this master data is available. Okay, all these records are available, agreement info records. Based on that, it will assign the source here. Okay, where it will assign. If I display the PR, right? Yeah, PR is, you can see the source of supply tab. Here, see, here the agreement, if agreement is there, for supplier agreement will be created. The supplier will come here. Okay, if info record is there, then info record number will come and supplier number will come. This will be blank. Okay, like that, the data will be copied here. If I select this checkbox, okay, if I do not select it, the proposal will come here. Okay, but I have to select the source manually. Okay, that is the main advantage of this source determination checkbox. If it is selected, the source will come here. Okay, if it is selected as a fixed source in the source list, it will assign. Otherwise, we have to manually select it. Okay, if I do not select this, even the source will not come here. Okay, we have to assign it manually. Okay, in case of source list, if it is fixed, it will come automatically here. Okay, that's how the source determination checkbox will work. Okay, for the PR creation. So this option is also available in other transaction codes also. They are all old transaction codes. Okay, let us see them. Okay, afterwards. Let's close this. Check this is opened. So now let us see quota alignment. Okay, so because this is one of the source determination method, okay, in which this quota alignment will be used. Okay, so quota alignment is similar to source list. Okay, to maintain quota alignment, source list should be there. Okay, without source